Ready for another edition of Warpaint TV? Brought to you by Cotman Transmission, Olathe, Kansas, 913-768-1555.
Are you ready for some real football?
Welcome back to Warpaint TV, immediately following the Kansas City Chiefs' big 34-14 win over the Tennessee Titans. I'm here once again with our own from Warpaint Illustrated, the magazine, Josh Scotten. Josh, today's victory was a big victory for the Chiefs. Who do you think was the most valuable player today's game?
I think you had to give it to Matt Castle. I mean, he went out there and he led the charge. I mean, he got that offense going, didn't waste any time. And I think you come out there and set the tone for a game against a physical team like that. You know, a lot of hype went into this game about how physical they were, and Kansas City just went out there and punched them in the mouth and set the tone early and never looked back. I mean, so I think you got to give it to Matt Castle. Obviously, defense played a big part in that. They held their running back to what I think 67 yards, and he's leading the league right now in rushing. You know, we've done that week in and week out. So I mean, I think the defense played. That was a team win. It was a team win, a must-win for them, and they came out and punched them in the mouth. All
right, Josh. Here's a question I want to ask. A lot of fans want to know. Why was Matt Castle pulled midway or just the beginning of the fourth quarter? Well,
obviously they're going to be pretty tight-lipped about something like that. And not a lot of guys willing to say much about it. But you could see him on the sideline pretty upset about it. Mo Carthon kind of had to restrain him a little bit from running back on the field. But I think, you know, Haley wanted to send a message to the offense. It was, you know, they were up by I think probably like 20 points at that point. And I think Matt Castle is definitely the leader of this offense, and I think to send a message to the rest of the offense, you go after their leader. And Haley went after him and said, "Hey, it's your job to get these guys going," and they responded well to it. I mean, I don't think Castle did anything. Obviously, he had a great game, and I don't know if it was as much to do with Castle as it was the offense as a whole, and just trying to send a message to the rest of the team by starting with the guy on top.
Well, at least we didn't have to worry about him shoving coaches around like 2 weeks ago with Barry Richardson.
Yeah, I don't think he gets away with that like Richardson will.
We'll be right back after a brief message from Cotman Transmission.
My experience at Cotman was phenomenal.
They worked on my car while I waited. I was in and out in less maybe like 30 minutes.
When you're dealing with your car, you drive it every day. You need someone that you can trust to work on it.
It's a good experience.
I'm a Cotman customer for life.
I trust Cotman.
He's my Cotman man, and he keeps me rolling along.
All right, Josh, the Chargers-Bengals game is now underway. At least the Chiefs will have at the very least, the Chiefs will have a one-game lead going into next week's game. What's it going to take for the Chiefs to finish off next week and win the AFC West?
Well, a bit more of the same. I mean, as we saw today, it was a full team effort, and I think you're going to need that from this point on. I mean, if they want to consider themselves a legitimate playoff contender, they're going to need all aspects of the ball to be hitting on all cylinders. And you know, they're in an unfamiliar territory right now. A young team that's not real used to a lot of winning. So today is a good example of how their resiliency and what they can do and how they're going to react to tough situations and react to the pressures of the scenarios at hand. But you know, they're going to have to come out and play solid again. They're going to, I mean, Castle's going to obviously have to lead this offense, and the defense is going to have to continue to develop and play and be aggressive. And you know, as long as they win, they're in. So I mean, at this point, it's you know, win or go home. So they may get some help from Cincinnati today, but you know, talking to the players in the locker room afterwards, I don't think any of them really care what the Bengals or Chargers had to do today. I think they want to go out and win. They want to come out and win this week, and they want to go out and win next week. They want it to be in their hands. They don't want to get in because somebody else lost.
All right. Last question I want to ask you. What will we see from Josh Scotten at warpaintillustrated.com? What's your article you'll be writing on tonight?
I'll probably focus on Castle's leadership this week and kind of what he's done and how he's led this team and what he's really dealt with. A lot of people didn't want to see him as a quarterback, including, you know, I was kind of critical of him early too, and he's done nothing but harness all this negative publicity and turn it into something positive for him, and he's reacted really well, and I think that's a good sign for Kansas City Chiefs, and I think that's a good sign for Kansas City Chiefs fan base. You heard it here first from Josh Scotten, warpaintillustrated.com and Warpaint Illustrated, the magazine.
Chiefs got a 1-game lead. Let's win this division next week. For Josh Scott and the entire staff at WarpaintIllustrated.com, Happy New Year.
Don't miss another edition of Warpaint Illustrated the magazine. To get your subscription today, call 888-979-0979. That's 888-979-0979, or check out WarpaintIllustrated.com.